Okay, the flow for today is going to definitely be a hip opener. We're taking this toward Firefly or Tittibhasana toward the end of class. So it's going to be a lot of opening, getting into the inner thighs, the hamstrings quite a bit as well. So just keep that in mind. Before we get into this, I have two demonstrations before we start. So once we get in the main part of the flow, in the main part of the class, the main part of the flow here, every sequence is going to start you in down dog. We're going to take this through a series of frog hops. Now part of this is just to make something a bit more dynamic, to warm things up, put weight in your hands, loosen up your hips, and you can take this at whatever you like, whether you hop this up really high or keep things low to the floor. So you're going to start from here in your down dog, and if you want to keep things low, you'll just take a deep inhale and just look at my feet. So with the exhale, you bend the knees, look forward. When you hop it forward, land on your toes, land with your knees wide, and get ready to step back because you're going to do it 3 times each round. Now, if you want to take it up higher than that, you can bring your hips over your shoulders. Just see, especially if you're practicing at home, that you're not going to twist out and knock yourself on a piece of furniture or anything in case you need to. And so from here, if you want to take it up higher than that, take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop this forward, press down, and still land light, land on your toes, and try to be bouncy when you land so you're able to move. And after we've done that 3 times, we'll take that into the bulk of the sequence, keep in mind. So that's how we're going to begin everything here. Now, at the very end of the sequence, I'm going to cue this into crow. You're just going to hold this for a couple breaths. You're going to set your hands down in a forward fold. Lift your heels, knees to your arms, look forward, lean. Just take it slow, but lift your feet, toes to touch, pull your heels toward your seat. And after we held this for a breath or 2, you'll bring your feet down. And then we're going to take this into a half firefly variation, which is basically like flying lizard. It's just extending the leg to a different point if you want to take it all the way. So from here, what you're going to do, different from in crow, so you're going to wrap one of your legs around one of your arms. So my left leg's going around my left arm, left foot between my hands from the front, and the right knee's touching my right arm from behind. Now you're going to lift the front foot, and that leg that's wrapped around your arm, you want to squeeze the hell out of your arm. So you're going to feel that in the inner thigh, and that's the whole point of coming into this. If you just want to stay in the setup, this is good enough. This is going to help you once we come in toward firefly at the very end. Now, if you want to balance this, then just like crow, look forward and lean to lift the back foot, and this is good enough. And if you want to take the full half firefly, you're going to keep that front leg pulling in. The inner thigh is going to stay tense and stay engaged. But see about taking it here where you extend the leg forward, which takes a pretty open hip and pretty open hamstring, and you still got that tension of the leg squeezing in, because if you don't hold that, your butt's just going to come down to the floor. And then from there, we'll take it through the vinyasa. And you can bring it back up into crow and fly it back. You can just step it all back. Just work it as far as you can go here. And at least get to the point where you're wrapping your leg around your arm to engage that tension in the inner thigh. It's the whole point of coming toward that shape, keep in mind. So all that said, let's go ahead and start this seated in Baddha Konasana. And so that's going to be soles, feet together, knees out wide. And as you take this seat, just pick your hands up off the floor and see that you can sit upright without a whole lot of extra effort. You need to be able to tilt your pelvis forward to stack your spine. And if your hips are tight and the knees are pretty high up off the floor, you're probably going to have to slide the feet away from you a little bit, make a longer diamond shape with your legs. And then once you've found your position where you can hold yourself upright without too much extra effort, go ahead and bring your fingertips down to the floor at your sides, and this is just for stability here. And then relax around the hips as best you can to let the knees settle toward the floor. Hold that engagement to the midsection, pulling through the belly, around the low ribs to keep your spine tall. And then relax your shoulders down. Keep your neck nice and long. Reach the top of the head straight up. Draw your chin in just a little bit. And just close your eyes. So just give yourself a moment to settle in like this. Let your mind quiet down. And then just start to deepen your breathing here. So with the inhales, pulling as much air as you can, try to fill up your lungs, hold on to all that breath at the top. And when you exhale, constrict the back of your throat, so slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And just keep breathing like this to begin. When you're ready, take a deep inhale. And then when you exhale, just open your eyes. And just go slow. With an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reach up high. And then with the exhale this time, lean to the right side, right hand to the floor. Stretch your left arm right, gaze up high and just hold this. Pull your left shoulder back and try to let that left knee sink down toward the floor even as you're leaning to the right. With your next inhale, back to center, reach up. And then with the exhale, lean this left hand down, stretch the right arm left, gaze up high. Pull the right shoulder back and try to keep that right knee sinking down toward the floor. With your next inhale, back to center, reach up. And then with the exhale, twist to the right this time. Right hand to the floor behind, left arm outside your right thigh. Now sit up tall, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Look back over your right shoulder. Use your left arm, press into your right leg, and as you're twisting, use the muscles around your hip and pull the left knee down toward the floor. With your next inhale, turn to center, reach up high. And then with the exhale, twist to your left side. Left hand down, right arm outside your left thigh. Again, sit this up tall. Crown of the head toward the ceiling. Look back over your left shoulder. Use your right arm, press into your left leg. And as you're twisting, try to pull that right knee down toward the floor. Use the muscles in your outer hip. With your next inhale, turn to center, reach up high. And then with the exhale, just bring the hands down through center. Set your hands down behind you. Lean back for a moment. And then we're going to set this up with a longer diamond shape. And I'm just turning for the camera here, so just stay at the front of the mat. So go ahead, slide your feet forward and bring your legs into as long a diamond shape as you can, still with the soles of the feet to touch and still with your knees out wide. And then just sit up tall. Take an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, fold forward, reach forward as far as you can. You're not trying to touch the floor, keep in mind. And then pull your elbows in, sit this up tall. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, fold forward, reach forward as far as you can. Try to flatten out. Pull back in and come back upright. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, fold forward, reach forward as far as you can. Pull back in and come up. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, fold forward, reach forward as far as you can. Draw back in, sit up tall. Inhale, the arms up high. Exhale, fold forward, reach forward one more time. And then pull back in. And once you come back upright, draw the heels in closer to where you were at the beginning. I want to take this side to side, and this time working things a little bit deeper into the hips. So I want you to lean over to your right hip and lift your left leg, keep the knee bent. Now you can always bring your hands to the floor, but move from the hip and bring the inside of your left leg down. And then sit up tall. Turn toward your left leg. Try to bring that left sit bone down toward the floor. Press your feet down, keep the toes curled. And then lean over to the right side. Lift your left leg, come back to center with your feet together. Now lean over to the left. Lift your right leg, keep the knee bent. Move from the hip. You can set your hands down if you need to. And once that right leg's down, sit up tall. Try to bring the right sit bone toward the floor. Turn toward the right foot. And then lean left, lift your right leg up and come back to center. We'll take a couple more rounds. So come over to the right side. Left leg lifts. Maybe keep your hands lifted. Bring the inside of your left leg down, but keep the knee bent. Sit up tall. Bring your left sit bone down. Turn toward your left foot. And then release this. Lean right and come back into center with both feet to touch. Come over to the left side. Right leg lifts. Move from the hip. Bring the inside of the leg down to the floor. Sit up tall. Bring that right sit bone down. Turn toward the right. And then lean left. Bring it back to center, both feet together. Come over to the right side again. Lift your left leg. Move from the hip. Inside of the leg down on the floor. Sink your left sit bone down. Turn toward the left as far as you can. And then release this. Come over to the right side, lift your left leg and bring it back to center. One more time the other way. Lean to the left hip, lift your right leg, move from the hip. Inside of the right leg down. Now sit up tall, try to bring that right sit bone to the floor and turn to the right at the same time. And then release this. Come back to center with both feet together. And then once you're back at center, hands down behind you, set your feet flat, and just twist slightly here. Fold your knees side to side. Just keep things loose. And then bring your knees back into center, and we'll set this up for reverse tabletop. So feet in front of you, about hips width distance apart. Hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width. Now palms down, fingertips forward if you can. You can always rotate your fingers to the side if you need to, if that's easier on the wrists. But go ahead, press down, lift your seat up off the floor. And let's take it up and down. With an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift your hips again. And then exhale, lower. Now inhale, press up high one more time and hold here. Now keep your glutes squeezing, keep your hips lifting. You can look forward, look up, or hang your head back. Just breathe. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, bring it back down. Now once you're down, just take a moment, shake your hands out a little bit. And we're going to take it up again with another variation here. So once you're ready, just keep the feet as they are, about hips width distance, hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width, and this time see if the fingers are pointing to the sides, right and left. Now press down, lift your seat up off the floor, just stay low here to start. But then bring your left foot to center and cross your legs, right ankle past your left thigh. Now it's a loose cross of legs. Make sure there's some open space underneath your bent right leg. And keep the legs pressing together. So rather than having your right knee out to the side, you're pulling that knee up toward the ceiling. Keep the tension working between your legs. Now with an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your hips, right knee high. Exhale, sink down again. Inhale, lift one more time and hold here. Now keep that right knee pointing up as best you can. Right leg presses into the left. And as you're holding on to this, try to lean your weight to the left hand and maybe go further. Lift the right palm up off the floor. Keep the right leg pressing into the left and keep breathing. And then set your right hand flat. Go ahead, sink all the way down. You can shake your hands out for a moment if you need to. And then set up for the other side. So again, hands shoulder width, fingertips out to the sides. Just lift your seat up off the floor. This time the right foot comes into center, left ankle past your right thigh. Find that cross and keep it tense. Try to point that left knee straight up. Now with an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift this up again. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, press up one more time, hold here. Keep your glutes squeezing, keep the left leg pressing into the right, left knee pointing up. And try to take it further, lean toward your right hand. See about lifting your left palm up off the floor. And then set the left hand flat. Go ahead, sink back down, uncross your legs. And shake your hands out for a moment. And then once you're ready, just cross the ankles, roll forward your hands and find all fours. Once you're in all fours, take a moment, move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers with the shoulders and hips move side to side and just feel things out. Notice where you're loose and where you're tight. And we'll take this into the wrist before we move on. So keep your hips stacked over your knees, but slide your hands in close within one hand's length of your knees. Flip your hands over, backs of the hands down, palms up, the fingertips point toward you in the direction of your feet. And then spread your fingers out wide, press your fingertips down, keep your hands tense, press your spine up toward the ceiling, straight arms. And you can bring the hands as close as you like and maybe take the weight toward your legs if you want to back off, or maybe lean more weight forward. Try to keep your spine lifted and your shoulder blades spread apart. Now from here, as you hold this, just get used to it, sway your shoulders side to side, keep the hands tense with your fingertips pressing down. And then just bring yourself into center, arms straight. Now just work this as best you can as we move the legs and hold the tension in your hands. So lift the right knee toward the right elbow best you can. And then bring the right knee down past your left leg, touch the floor and cross. And then set the right knee down so the knees are back in line. Now left knee toward your left elbow, lift up best you can. Cross your legs, left knee down past your right leg. And then come back to center. Right knee toward the right elbow again, lift up. Right knee down past your left leg, cross. And then both knees down to the floor. Left knee to left elbow, pull in. Left knee down past your right leg, cross here. And then come back into center. One more time with the right knee up toward the right elbow. Cross your legs, right knee down past the left leg. And then set the knee back on the floor. And then left knee to your left elbow. And then cross, bring the left knee past the right leg. And then come back to center again. And then come up onto the fingertips and walk your hands forward. Come to your regular all fours. Palms down, wrists under the shoulders, and knees underneath your hips. Now look down at your hands. And then rotate your fingers to the side and then in toward the knees again. And just come as far as you can. You can always walk the hands in closer, keep in mind. Now spread the fingers wide, dig your fingertips down, grip as hard as you can like you're trying to press holes in your mat. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. And just circle the shoulders with wrists here to start maintaining that grip. And then just come back into center with the arms straight. Now from here, go ahead, step the right foot forward outside the right hand and try to slide it past the right hand even. We're going to take this to the inner thigh as well as you're gripping the floor. Now your fingertips are still pressing down. Shoulders forward, pull the elbows underneath you, sink down inside the right thigh. And then just start to move side to side, front to back a little bit and see if you can find a little bit more of a stretch on the inner thigh as you're gripping the floor and feeling this in the wrists. And then go ahead, press into your hands, set your right knee down. Take the same thing on the other side. Left foot forward outside the left hand. Try to slide that foot forward past the hand. And then shoulders forward, pull the elbows in, sink down. And just move around, front to back, side to side, and feel a little bit more of a stretch on that left inner thigh. And then pressing your hands, come back to center with both knees down. Come back up onto the fingertips and down to sitting on your heels, and take a moment, shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. Now we'll warm this up a little bit further. So when you're ready, come back to all fours, and we'll take it from here and down to a forearm plank. So go ahead, bring both forearms down to the mat. And you can have the forearms parallel with the palms down, or press the palms together. Either way, just be sure your elbows stay shoulder width. Now go ahead, step your feet all the way back, bring your legs together, bring your body into line. And as you hold this, pressing your hands, keep your spine lifted. Now, as you hold this, we're just going to take this back and forth one leg at a time. So keep your belly pulled in, but then pull the right knee forward toward the right shoulder, close as you can go. And then step back. Left knee toward your left shoulder. And then step back. Right knee to right shoulder again. And back. Left knee toward the shoulder. And step back. Bring the right knee forward again. Step this back. Bring your left knee forward. And then step back. Right knee forward again toward the shoulder. Step back. Left knee forward, pull forward. And step back. Right knee forward one more time. And then step back. And then bring your left knee forward one more time. And step back. And then go set your knees down. And come back up onto your hands and just breathe. Now, once you catch your breath here, to see if the hands are about shoulder width distance apart. Pressing your palms, dig your fingertips down, keep the hands shoulder width, and let's take this into the crow setup. So come up onto your feet. And as you come up, lift your hips, stay on your toes with the heels lifted, touch your knees to your upper arms, bend the elbows in toward you. And just hold on to this setup from here. Now, we're going to take it like this. Keep your gaze forward, keep your hips as high as you can. And we're just going to walk like this. So put the weight to your toes, just lift your hands a couple inches up off the floor, and then bring the hands forward. And then bring the feet forward as well. And you're just moving a couple inches each time. Now just get used to the rhythm of the movement here, shifting your weight forward and back. And just bring it to the front of the mat like this. Once you come all the way to the front, reverse the direction, press in your hands and step your feet back. And again, you're just moving a few inches each time. Now keep your hips high, keep your gaze down toward the floor. And again, just feel out the rhythm of your body moving forward and back to shift the weight. Now try to keep your knees in contact with your arms the whole time. And once you make it all the way to the back of the mat, reverse direction again. Bring your hands forward, and then let the feet come forward a few inches at a time. And we're just going to take this all the way back into the center of the mat. And then once you're back at center, go ahead and release, and bring yourself down to all fours again. Take a moment here to breathe. All right, and then one last thing before we move on. So we're going to work the compression, take this into the hips a little bit as well. But when you're ready, come back down onto the forearms. So once your forearms are down, same choices. You can keep the forearms parallel or press your palms together. Just make sure your elbows stay shoulder width, and press your hands down into the floor. Now tuck the toes of both feet, hover your knees, and then just back and forth with the lower body first. So bring your hips up high, straighten your legs, and then dip your knees down to the floor. Bring your hips up high again, and then dip your knees back down. The hips up high. Bring the knees back down to the floor. Lift your hips again, and then lower your knees. Press your hips up high. Dip your knees back down. Lift your hips again, and then dip your knees. Now, one more time, lift your hips and hold here. Keep pressing your hands. We're going to take this toward a baby crow, so you're going to try to curl your body into as tight a ball as you can. Now, just keep looking down, pressing into your hands. Stay on your toes. Walk your feet forward. And as the legs come closer, bend your knees, pull the thighs in toward the sides of your rib cage, and target your knees for your armpits. Now, if you can get your knees to touch your arms, see about taking this further. Look forward, lean forward, and keep leaning so you can lift your feet. Your face will be very close to the floor. Try to curl everything in and round yourself as tightly as you can. And then when you're ready, release this. Bring your feet down and come up onto your hands. And just come into all fours. Now, once you find all fours, just take a moment here to breathe and move around. Now, you can just stay here and breathe, take a break, maybe take another stretch before you move on. But whenever you're ready, find your down dog. Tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips. And just move around. Now, when you settle into your down dog, take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Press your palms down flat so you can feel some weight toward the base of your thumbs. And then sink your chest down low to the floor. As your chest sinks down, reach your hips up as high as you can toward the ceiling. Keep that long upward reach, pulling through the belly, around the lower ribs to help lengthen out your spine. And if your legs are tight, just let the tension go. You can always bend the knees. And you can always just stay loose and pedal this out. Let your hips move side to side. Now, when you're ready here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the knees, look forward, step to the front of the mat. Let's take a ragdoll fold. So feet about hips width distance apart, deeper into the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs. Let your head hang. Let your spine round. Let everything go long and loose here and let the muscles of your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor. You can reach to opposite elbows if you like and maybe shake this side to side to loosen further. And then when you're ready, just release any grip that you have. Keep your knees bent to begin, but restack your spine. Slowly round this up to standing. Bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready here, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment here to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear. Find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. Now with the next inhale, reach your arms up high. And with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. Hinge at the hips. Start with a straight spine. Put a little bend in the knees. Keep your core engaged. Move smoothly. And then just release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift it up halfway. Fingertips to the floor, to your shins. Lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands to the mat and step it back to high plank. Now find your shape. Wrist at the shoulders, palms press to the floor. Press the floor away from you. Press your spine up toward the ceiling and keep that lift. And take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line, elbows pulled into your sides. And lower with control all the way down into your belly. Now once you're down, flatten the feet up behind you. Hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. And then we'll take this up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, peel up one more time and stay lifted here. Now keep the lift in your upper body, pressing your feet. Take somewhat all the weight out of your hands. Pull the elbows at your sides. Draw the shoulders back. Keep your gaze forward. Lift up a little higher. And as you hold this, take it further. Reach your arms straight back. Stretch with the fingertips. Open your chest up even more. Now I want to go back and forth from here, so take an inhale. With the exhale, roll this down. Chin to the mat, arms at your sides. Now inhale, lift up, reach behind again. With the exhale, roll back down. Inhale, lift up, reach behind. With the exhale, roll back down. Inhale, lift up, reach behind. And then exhale, roll back down. Inhale, lift up, reach behind. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, lift up, reach behind one more time and hold here. Now keep reaching back, keep your shoulders pulled back, and then engage your glutes, press your hips into the floor. To take it further, try to lift your feet up as well, and keep breathing. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, come back down. Chin to the mat, hands come back underneath the shoulders, elbows pulled into your sides. And we're going to take this into upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward, let your hips hang, stay on the tops of your feet. Keep your legs active and work to lift your knees up from the mat. Take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes and pull the hips forward to help deepen and lengthen the arc all through the front. Now lift with your arms, but lift with your shoulders, keep your neck long, keep your chest pulling forward. Deep inhale. And then with the exhale, pull your belly in, hips up, paddle down dog. Paddle out. Let your hips move side to side. Now from your down dog, inhale the right leg high behind you. And then move into a scorpion dog. So bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, open up your hips. With the next inhale, straighten the right leg through like a dog. And with the exhale, just bring the foot to the floor, back to down dog. Other side, inhale your left leg high. Now bend your left knee, hang your left foot right, scorpion on this side. With the next inhale, straighten your left leg through like a dog. Exhale, foot to the floor, back to down dog. We'll take it from here to the frog hops. Now again, there's going to be 3. You can take it up high or keep it low, but land your toes and be ready to move here. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees. Look forward, hop this forward. And then step it back, hips up high. 2 more times, take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward, hop this forward. And then step it back, hips high. 1 more time, take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop this forward. And this time stay at the front. Now step the left foot down between your hands. That's going to be your base. Right knee to your chest, curl in. Take hold of your right knee and let's round this all the way up to vertical. Now once you're up, just take a moment to breathe. Root down to the left big toe. Bring the right hand to the right hip. With your left hand, hold on to your right knee. Now pull it up high, bring it in close, and then start to bend your left knee, lean back a little bit, but keep your gaze forward. Just stand this up tall. And this is good enough. Now if you want to go further, you can reach your right arm back, stay open. Further still, left hand to the right big toe. Now you can use that grip to bring the knee up higher, or extend the leg forward and up. Just take things to where you can. Hold your balance here. All right, still balancing. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, just bring yourself upright. Hands to your hips, right knee lifted for a moment. Switch this out. The right foot will be your base. Come to standing with the left knee high. Now, once you're balanced here, let's take this to the dance. Line the left knee up with the right, and then reach back with your left hand. Find the inside edge of your left foot. Now, once you've got that grip, line up your knees, and then reach the right arm high. Now, kick into the left hand and lean forward against the tension of the kick. Pull that left shoulder forward. Keep your gaze forward. Hinge from the right hip. You can bend the right knee, and just take this down to where you can control. Keep breathing here. Keep looking forward. All right, from here, we're going to go right into a high lunge. So take it slow. Take an inhale. With the exhale, release this. Bend the right knee. Step your left foot back long. Hands to your hips. And then just give yourself a moment to adjust this. So deep end of the right knee, left leg towards straight, left hip forward, right hip back. Be sure your stance is wide. Your feet on two separate tracks, about hips with distance. And then sink your hips down low. Keep your spine upright. With an inhale, reach the arms up high when you're ready. And with the exhale, vertical twist. Right arm back, left arm forward. Open up to the right. Back and forth. Inhale, turn to center, reach up. Exhale, twist again. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale to center, arms up high. Exhale one more time. Right arm back, left arm forward. Hold here. Now keep your spine upright, arms reaching wide. Brace the twist. Left arm comes down outside the right leg. Look back toward the right hand and keep your left hip pulling forward. Keep breathing here. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, arms up high. And with the exhale, bring the hands to your low back. Now interlace the fingers, pull the palms together, draw your shoulders back and keep your chest open. And we'll take it into the back leg from here. So take an inhale. With the exhale, dip low into that left knee just above the floor. Inhale, bring this back up. Exhale, dip the left knee down. Inhale, lift again. Now with the exhale, sink down and just hover the knee above the floor. Keep your spine tall, keep your shoulders pulled back. And then pulse into the left knee on my count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now on one, just hold. And from here, we'll take it to a pyramid stance. So lean forward to the right foot. Slide the left foot forward one pace behind the right. And then bring yourself upright to adjust. Now both feet flat, both legs straight. Left foot points aside at least a little bit. And still with the feet about hips width distance apart. So the hips are squared toward the front. Pull the right hip back and left hip forward. Now keep the shoulders pulled back. We'll take it down toward a halfway fold. So take an inhale. With the exhale, hinge the hips. Lead with your chest, come down toward halfway. Inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. Exhale, hinge forward toward halfway down. Inhale, bring this all the way up. With the exhale, hinge forward toward halfway one more time and hold. Now keep your gaze forward. Right hip back, left hip forward. And take it deeper. Bring your belly down to touch the right thigh. Bend the right knee as much as needed to make that happen. Keep the right hip pulling back so you can feel that stretch on the back of the right thigh. And that's mostly what we're looking for here. Now, if you want to take it further, try to look forward. Maybe press your knuckles toward the ceiling and open up your chest. If you want to go even deeper, you can bend your left knee and lift your left heel, and that will focus more tension on the right leg. Just take things to where you can and breathe with this. Now take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release both hands down around the right foot. Now slide the right foot back behind your hand, step the left foot next to the right, and we're going to take this right into crow. So set your hands down flat, shoulder width. Dig your fingertips down, lift your heels, and bring the knees to touch your upper arms. Now look forward, lean forward, just take things slow, but as you lean, lift your feet together, toes to touch, pull the heels up toward your seat. And then set your feet down, and let's take this to half Firefly. So right leg wraps around your right arm. Right foot between your hands from the front. Left knee touches the left arm from behind. Lift your right foot and squeeze the right arm. And then if you're going to balance it, look forward, lean forward to lift your left foot. Now this is good enough. Keep that right leg squeezing. And if you want to take it all the way, maybe extend that right leg forward. The thigh still pulls in, and this is pretty hard to do. Don't worry if you can't extend the leg. All right, when you're ready, go ahead, step it back, fly it back, take it through a Vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, just move around, breathe. All right, we'll take all that to the other side. When you're ready with an inhale, raise your left leg high behind you. And then bend your left knee, hang the left foot right, scorpion dog. Let your body twist. With the next inhale, straighten your left leg through like a dog. And exhale, bring that foot to the floor, downward dog. We'll take the other side. Inhale the right leg high. Now bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, scorpion on this side. Inhale, straighten your right leg through like a dog. Exhale, both feet down, back to your down dog, and we'll take the frog hops from here. So again, high or low, and there's going to be 3. Land it lightly, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop this forward. And then step it back, hips up high. Deep inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop it forward. And then step it back, hips high. One more time, take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop this forward. And this time, stay at the front. Now set the right foot down between your hands. That'll be your base. Left knee to your chest. Take hold and curl in. And slowly bring yourself all the way up to vertical. Now slowly you're breathing down. Grip the floor with the right big toe. Left hand to your hip. And with your right hand, pull that left knee up high, bringing it close. Now if you can take it further, start to bend the right knee, maybe lean it back a little bit, but keep the gaze forward, stay tall. If you want to go further, you can reach that left arm up and back. Further still, right hand to the left big toe. Maybe lift the knee higher. Maybe extend the leg forward and up. Take an inhale. Now the exhale, slowly, just bring yourself upright. Left knee lifted for a moment, hands to your hips. And then switch your stance. Bring the left foot down and come to standing with the right knee high. Now once you got your balance here, line the right knee up the left and take dancer. Right hand reaches back, find the inside edge of the right foot. Now line up your knees and then reach your left arm high with the palm forward. When you're ready, kick into the right hand, lean forward against the tension of the kick, pull the shoulder forward and keep your gaze forward. Now just take this to where you can and breathe here. You can always bend into that left knee. Now from here to a high lunge, take it slow, take an inhale. With the exhale, just release. Bend your left knee, step the right foot back long, hands to your hips. And then just take a moment to adjust. Deep bend left knee. Right leg towards straight, right hip pulls forward, left hip back. Be sure you got a wide stance so the hips are still squared. Feet on 2 separate tracks. And keep your spine tall. Now with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And with the exhale, twist. Left arm back, right arm forward, open up to the side. Inhale, turn to center, reach up high. Exhale, twist again, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale to center, arms up high. Exhale one more time, left arm back, right arm forward, hold here, stay twisted. Now braces, bring the right arm down past your left thigh, look back toward your left hand, and keep your right hip pulling forward. Just breathe with this. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, arms up high. And with the exhale, bring the hands to your low back and find the grip that feels strange. Interlace your fingers, pull the palms together. Keep your shoulders pulled back and keep your chest open. And let's take it to the back leg. Dip your right knee low, just above the floor. And then lift back up. Right knee down low. And then lift straight up. Dip your right knee down, just hover above the floor. Hold here, keep your shoulders pulled back. And then pulse into the back leg on my count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on one hold. And we'll take it to a pyramid stance. So lean forward, left foot. Right foot comes forward one pace behind the left, and then just bring yourself up tall. Now both legs straight, both feet flat, right foot points to the side at least a little bit. Make sure your hips are still squared. Left hip forward, right hip back. Now keep your shoulders pulled back, take an inhale. And with the exhale, hinge from the hips. Lead with your chest, just come halfway down. Inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. Exhale, hinge forward, look forward, come down toward halfway. Inhale, bring this all the way up again. With the exhale, one more time, hinge toward halfway down and then hold. Left hip back, right hip forward, keep your gaze forward, keep breathing. And then take it deeper, bring your belly down to touch your left thigh and bend the left knee as much as you need to make that contact happen. Left hip still pulling back, right hip still pulling forward. Try to look forward. To take it further, you can lift your knuckles toward the ceiling and open up your chest. If you want to go deeper, find that stretch on the back of the left thigh. Maybe bend the right knee and lift the right heel to put more tension into that left leg. Just take things to where you can. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, bring both hands down around the left foot. Slide the left foot back behind your hands. Bring the right foot next to the left, forward fold. Let's take it right into crow. Set your palms down flat, hands are shoulder width. Grip with your fingers. Lift your heels and bring the knees to touch your arms. Now look forward, lean. Take it slow, but lift your feet up together. Toes to touch, heels pull up toward your seat. And then set your feet down, and let's take that half firefly here. So left leg around your left arm. Left foot between your hands from the front. Right knee touches your right arm from behind. Now lift your left foot, squeeze the left arm, maybe just stay here and keep that left leg squeezing. Good enough. If you want to go further, lean forward, lift your right foot, maybe hold here. Now if you want that full half firefly, you can try to extend that left leg forward, keep that inner thigh pulled in. Again, there's no joke about doing this. This is really tough if your hamstrings or hips are tight. And then when you're ready, take it through another vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, just take a moment, paddle out, move around, and slow your breathing down. And we're going to take this right into Firefly. So keep your hips up high, but walk your feet forward. Just come to the center of the mat, and we'll take a wide-legged forward fold. So bend the knees, see if the feet are wider than your hips, heels and toes out. And be sure you've got that bend in the knees so you're not cranking the hamstrings too soon, all right? This will be a hamstring stretch if you take it there. Now, from this fold, you're going to walk your hands between your legs and fold down as deep as you can between your thighs. All the while, work to keep your fingertips pointed forward if you can. And if that's too much on your wrist, you can always rotate your hands to the sides, but no more than 90 degrees right or left. So as you're ready, walk your hands back between your legs. Pull yourself down between your thighs, and you're trying to get the shoulders between your knees. Now, once you can't fold any deeper, just look straight down. And then all at once, set your palms, bend the elbows, sit on your arms, and squeeze the knees in toward your shoulders. And initially, the name of the game is keeping your butt up off the floor. And if you're just sitting down, you're going to have to do that again. Now, if you're still lifted up off the floor, then you got two places to go. You could bring the feet together and hook at the ankles. And this is the arm pressure pose. That hook allows the legs to squeeze in. And if you want to take it all the way to Firefly, you're still engaging inner thighs, but you point the toes forward and just straighten your legs to where you can. Take this as far as you're able. And this is not supposed to be an easy pose by any means. It's definitely a hip opener. And if you don't straighten the legs all the way, don't sweat. It takes pretty open hamstrings as well. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and release and come down to a seat. And we're going to take a second entry into the same pose. Now, whether or not you think you're going to lift all the way to the arm bones, don't sweat it. Just try to get into the setup here because this is a hip opener all by itself, whether you lift or not. So from seated, just keep your knees bent. And then use both hands, work the right leg up your right arm. Now again, you're trying to get the knee behind the shoulder as close as you can. Once that leg's not going any higher, press your right arm into your right leg, set the right hand on the floor to keep the leg hooked. And then with your left hand, work the left leg up your left arm. Now, you want to keep the arms pressing your legs, bring your hands down, and pull your torso forward between your thighs. And then just start to rock back and forth. Now, each time you bring your chest forward, try to come down deeper between your thighs. And then we're going to try to lift this up on 3. So when the hands come down on 3, I want you to shoot your toes forward and squeeze your legs in, and that's the tension it's going to take to lift your butt. So from here, 1, 2, on 3. Toes forward, squeeze your legs in, and see about finding that lift. This is definitely not the easiest way to get into the pose, but it does work. All right, when you're ready, go ahead, set everything back down. And just shake your legs out for a moment. And it's definitely a very difficult pose to get into, but it is worth pursuing. I do kind of enjoy it myself. All right, once you're ready, go ahead, cross at the ankles, roll forward to all fours. And we're going to take this into Gomukhasana. So from here, just bring the right knee forward toward the center of the mat. Right foot goes to the left side, and then pull the left knee behind the right so your legs are crossed. Now bring the heels out wide, and then as your legs are squeezing, come down to sitting between your heels, and bring both sit bones down to the floor. Now if your hips are tight and this isn't going to work, you can sit with your left leg extended and the right leg crossed over your left knee. But either way, just bring this upright. Now go into the arm bind from below. Right arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your left hand, reach back, and you can find the right wrist. Maybe reach all the way to the elbow, anything in between, and pull that right shoulder back, keep your chest open, and you can just sit it up tall like this. Now, if you're going to take the full bind, bring the right hand up between the shoulder blades, and then the left arm comes from above. And see about finding that grip somewhere in between. Now again, shoulders pull back, sit this up tall, keep your chest open, and keep your legs active as well. Squeeze the legs together and press your feet down into the floor. Just breathe with us here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just slowly release whatever arm bind you're in. Set your hands down behind you, lean back and untangle the legs. And just cross the ankles. Come forward, your hands in all fours. And we'll take the other side from here. So bring your left knee forward to the center of the mat. Left foot over to the right. And then cross the legs. Right knee behind the left, bring your feet out wide. Now as your legs are squeezing, come down to seated between your heels again. Both sit bones down to the floor. And again, just sit this up tall. Now you can also do this with the right leg extended and the left leg crossed over. To take the bind from below, left arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your right hand, reach back, find the wrist, the elbow, anything in between, but pull that left shoulder back and keep your chest open. Now if you want to take the full bind, bring that left hand up between the shoulder blades. Right arm comes from above. And see about finding that grip somewhere between. Shoulders pull back, chest open. Keep the gaze forward. Keep your legs squeezing and keep your feet pressing down. Just breathe here. Take a deep inhale. Now with the exhale, just release your arm bind again. Hands down behind you, lean back, untangle the legs. And this time, come all the way down onto your back. Now once you're down, pull your knees into your chest and just squeeze things in tight for a moment. And we're going to take a supine twist variation. So just release the left leg, left foot to the floor. And then cross your right leg tightly over the left. And think of this as an eagle bind, basically. Legs squeeze together nice and tight. Arms out wide, right and left. Keep your shoulders down. And then tuck your left hip underneath you. Bring your knees down to the left side. And look over to the right. Now keep your shoulders grounded. Left leg presses the right leg down toward the floor. Find the stretch in the outer right hip toward your low back. And if you need more, you can always use your left hand to press the knees further down until you feel the twist. Just take it to where you need to here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just bring this back into center. And then reverse it. Set the right foot down on the floor. Cross your left leg tightly over the right. And then when you're ready, tuck the right hip underneath you. Let your knees sink down to the right side. Look over to the left and keep both shoulders down. Now find the stretch out of left hip toward the low back on this side. And if you need more, you can use the right hand to press the knees further down until you feel the twist. And just take it to where you can here. Take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, just come back into center. Undo the cross of your legs. And bring your knees into your chest side by side. Squeeze down. Let's take it to happy baby. When you're ready, reach between the knees. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. And then stack your ankles above your knees and pull down on both sides. Draw the knees down toward the floor outside your ribs. Press your feet back up into your hands at the same time and keep the tension working both up and down. Flatten your spine, sink your tailbone down toward the floor. And if you want to take it further, you can rock this side to side. And further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, when you're ready, take a deep inhale here. Draw it down as much as you can. And then with the exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And then just let your eyes close here and let your body sink down into the mat. And then just start to move bit by bit here, fingers and toes, arms and legs. Take a deep inhale here, reach your arms out long past your head. And then pull everything back in, bring the elbows toward your chest, draw your knees up as well. And find your way up to a comfortable seat. Ground yourself into the mat here, stack your spine. Bring your hands up the heart center. And then take a deep inhale, hold on to it at the top. And just let everything go. I thank you for joining class. Namaste.